Hey friends, it's Jonathan here, your friendly CFA charter holder. I wanted to talk to you about something that I encounter quite often, but first, I'd be very grateful if you go ahead and hit that like button. All right, so I talk to a lot of people about personal finance and investing, and one thing that comes up again and again is that there's some people that just absolutely love it. They fall in love with it, and it's like a new passion of theirs, a joy of theirs. The only problem is this might happen in their late 20s, their late 30s, their late 40s, even if they're 50 or 60, basically later on in life. And so one of their biggest regrets is not getting to know this earlier and not starting a steady investment plan early in life. Now, I love Warren Buffett, as many of you know. Warren Buffett often mentions that he bought his first stock when he was 11 years old. He likes to mention that we were losing World War II at the time. I just love that point. But that's one thing that a lot of people kind of overlook about Warren Buffett is that his investment horizon now is over 85 years. It's ridiculous. It's huge, and you can achieve quite a lot of compounding in over an 80-year period. So your investment horizon is basically the one thing that unfortunately you just can't make up. You can't make up necessarily with skill or by saving more money or investing more. It's just so hard to do so. You've got to really push in those other areas in order to make that up. And unfortunately, sometimes you just can't do it. So if you learn late, if you start late, you really are a bit handicapped compared to someone who's starting a good bit earlier. That doesn't mean you can't make it, but you're going to have things a little bit more challenging. So what can you do? Well, as alluded to, you can save more money. You can try to earn more money. You can lower your expectations. You could lower your lifestyle. You could spend less. And you could try to beat the market, but that's kind of sketchy. That's kind of risky there, as most people know. But here's one thing I would like to offer. Here's one thing you absolutely can do that will move the needle, but perhaps not necessarily for yourself, but for someone else. And that is tell your kids. Get your kids to do it. If you don't have kids, tell your nieces, your nephews, tell your friends, tell the neighbors' kids, tell people at your church, tell young people you know, maybe your teacher, tell your students. If you work at a university, tell the students there. Spread the news to someone young so they will have the opportunity if you didn't have it. Instead of looking back and saying, I wish I had done that, make it happen for someone else. The difference between investing for 10 years, 20 years, 34 years is actually quite dramatic. So if you invest $10,000 and get a 10% return after 10 years, you'll have about $26,000. If you do the same thing for 20 years, you'll have about $67,000. 30 years, you're looking at $174,000. But 40 years, so get someone when they're 18, a Roth IRA perhaps, and maybe, and they take it out to when they're 59 and a half, a little over 40 years, that's 41 years. So 40 years investment horizon, 10% return on $10,000, that's $452,000. That's almost $500,000. The difference is staggering. And all the person had to do is just let it sit there and compound. With a little bit of luck with the U.S. economy, perhaps, they could do quite well. So tell someone else. Tell a young person, get a young person to do it if you wish that you had done this. Not only will you feel better about yourself, but you will be a real, genuine hero to someone else. Thanks, friends, and have a great day. Bye-bye.